Hello guys, today I want to show you everything you need to know to work with S3 using Python. Before that, let's go to AWS console and see what we have. I have S3 only group, which is a group with access to S3 bucket and a user, S3 only user. Inside S3, inside your user, you should go to, you can look at here, it has Amazon S3 full access. You should go to security credential and create a access key for yourself. I have created this access key. This is my access key, and I have copied somewhere so that I can use it in this video. And this is how you can create your access key. Okay, and also let's go to S3. This is my bucket, Reza Ahmadi YouTube tutorial S3. This is a bucket that I created for this tutorial. And if I go into this bucket, there is only one item.png. Now let's go to code. To interact with AWS S3, you will need to use the Boto3 library, which is the official Amazon Web Services SDK for Python. I'm going to create a Flask app, so we need also to have the Flask. I have already these things installed, but if you want to install, this is how you do it. You say pip install Flask and Boto3, these two libraries. Okay, I already have it, so no problem, but you need to do it if you don't have it. Now let's close this one and go to the code. So from Flask, import Flask and request and JSONify. And also import Boto3 for connecting and working with S3. Now create a Flask app, Flask, and we pass the module name to that. We need S3 object, which we get it from Boto3 the client. We pass S3 and also your region name. My region here is AP Southeast -2, which is Sydney. Okay, you pass your own region. And then we create our first RESTful API. The route upload, we want to use upload as an endpoint, and the method that we want to use, we want to accept here is post. Now the method itself, we first get the file from the request, and we set the bucket name here so that we can use it later. My bucket name is Reza Ahmadi YouTube tutorial S3. Your bucket name should be unique, so that's what makes it a little bit long. Now try s3.upload file object. We pass the file, we pass the bucket name, and we pass the file name. That's all. That's all you need, this one line of code. And once we're done, we return JSONify, we pass a message of upload successful with 200 HTTPS message response code. Now what if an exception happens? We catch the exception as E and we return JSONify, this time the error. We create a string of exception and we pass 500. That's all. So basically what you need to know to do is getting the file from the request that comes, and also use this one line of code to put your object into S3. The rest is just handling exceptions. Also, I'm going to introduce another method for you guys to get an object from S3. So here we have another endpoint. This time is download, and gets a file name. A method that we want to support is get here. We have the same bucket name and another try block. What I'm going to do, there are two ways here to get an object from S3. One of them is getting the object itself and returning the content of the object to the client, which puts pressure on your server. Another one is to generate a pre-signed URL from your object in the S3 and return that pre-signed URL. In this way, your client needs to get this URL and creates another request to the S3 using this URL to get the object. Here you put the pressure, processing pressure on your client, so your server is easier. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm creating a URL from S3 object. So s3.generate pre-signed URL, and I need to pass a couple of parameters. This is get object params. Our bucket is the bucket name that we created, and the key is the file name, and expires in 3600. We are saying that this pre-signed URL will expire in 1 hour. So you have 1 hour to get the object from S3. This pre-signed URL is a URL that has some information in it so that you have access to that object for 1 hour. Okay, now once we're done, we return the same message here. So return JSONify. Okay, what we need to pass here is we need to pass the URL. This is the URL that we are passing to the client. What if exception happens? We catch the exception as E and we return the same error like here. So I'll copy from here and I put it here. Okay, so basically this is one line of code, and in here we don't get the object, we generate a URL, we return the URL. Then with another command the client can get the object. This is better for your server. And if name equals main app dot run debug. So we run it in debug mode. But before using this application, we need to set the access key. So for setting the access key, we need to open a terminal. I clear this terminal and I say export AWS access key ID. And I have copied my access key ID somewhere. I paste it here. This is my access key ID. And another one, export AWS secret access key. And let me copy that one too. Okay. Now our application will read this information from the environment variables that we used. Now let's run the application. Python 3 main.py. We have a problem here. Line 100. Oh, not this one. Main.py line 10. What does it say? Upload file. Let me look at my code. Okay, methods. Okay, so let's run it again. Okay, now it is working fine, running on this IP, which is the local host IP, and the port, the default port for Flask app is 5000. So now that we have everything here, let's test and put an object into S3. Look at here. In here, I have one file which is the GIF. I want to put this one, the .gif, inside the S3. So what I do is open another tab, and in here I need to say curl x post f file @ the name of the file and to HTTP localhost 5000 upload successful. So this message comes from here, upload successful. So let's go and see if we have this the .gif inside our S3. We don't have anything at the moment. Let's refresh it. Look at here, the .gif is here. So we have it now inside the bucket. Now let's go and get the other object, item.png, which we don't have it here. If you look at here, we have main.py and the GIF. We don't have item.png. So let's go and get it. So this is interesting because we need to use two commands. The first command is a simple get curl http localhost 5000 download. What do we want to download? Item.png. Look at here, we have a URL. This is what we sent here. We sent back here. Look at here, this URL. This URL. It's here. This is a pre-signed URL, which, look at here, there is some access ID, key ID, which is valid for 1 hour. So what we need to copy this one. Let's copy again. Okay, I copy this one and I send another curl object command -o. This is what we want, png. This is the name of the file that we want, and we pass this pre-signed URL. Okay, now we are getting the object. Look at here, item.png is now here, which is this one. So this is how it works. If you're finding this video helpful or interesting, it's a good time to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to show you lots of amazing stuff here in this channel. Thank you for watching and see you later.